I think it's a massive thing in the building industry for builders.
Yeah.
People, look, building a home is a really emotional thing to do.
Dude, I worked in real estate. Try selling someone's home they lived in 30 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, this is worth 5 mil. And you're like, dude, it's not even 1.5.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and telling them that.
yeah, and then
how
they're like,
defensive
oh,
they're going to get.
yeah, blah, blah, blah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Look at this architrave. I built it myself in 1970. And you're like, dude, no one cares. Yeah.
So I've been in positions as well where I've been on site and you're getting genuinely disrespected by a client. And then me not having that, that mindset of the customer's always right. I'm going to give exceptional service. I'm going to help you. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. Yes, no, don't worry. And you kind of let it happen. Do you know what I mean? I have in the past. And this is what I'm saying. Things that have happened in the past don't necessarily define who I am today, because if that same scenario happened today after I'm weathered and been through that scenario, I'm going to react very differently now when that happens
And
again.
you'd hope so. If you're doing the same shit you were doing 10 years ago, what are you doing?
Absolutely. But I'm talking as recent as 3-4 years ago. Like I'm talking COVID years and maybe a little bit before.
Yeah,
a client would crack the shits, or they'd be like, he's like, I can't fucking believe you and your trade, you're ripping me off. I'm fucking sick of this. Excuse me. Change your voice. Change your tone.
Sit down.
Yeah. I need you to understand, and this is something I want to, who anyone listening to this, you do not ever deserve to be spoken to in any single way like that in your whole business career, whether you're an employee or a business owner. And if a client ever dares to do that to me again, or tries to do that to me in the future, I'd be very respectful in the sense I'm not going to raise my voice and start carrying on and say, fuck you, and get stuffed, and I'm taking your job and I'm leaving and all this sort of stuff. Because I heard this thing from a while ago. From afar, if you see two people arguing, they both look like idiots.
Yeah, you can't tell who the
You can't, exactly right.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to match that level. But what I would do is I'd say, listen, you need to understand something. I'm not your child. I'm not your PA. I'm not your employee. I'm not your wife or your husband. Okay, I'm your builder.
Not that you should talk to any of those people like that.
No, that's right. 100%. You're completely right. But there is nothing in this whole relationship here that gives you the right to talk to me in a disrespectful way. And if you continue to discuss this topic like this, then I'm out.
But I feel like when you accept that, you're in a fearful place in your business.
Say, when you accept that behavior?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
Because you're like, fuck, man, like
What
if
if
they
they leave?
leave, yeah, like if they leave now,
What
how
if
am I
they
going
don't
to
pay me the next
Yeah,
invoice?
you know what I mean?
What if
Yeah,
they
and
don't
then
do
you're
that?
kind of fearful in the way, whereas when that's less of a problem, you're like, hey, get the fuck out.
Yeah, and this is where I think it's a difficult thing for builders, is because it's not a small amount of money throughout any
No, it's
aspect
massive,
of the thing.
yeah.
So it's like you kind of have that small level of fear of, oh shit, like
Yeah.
if they don't pay me this month, I'm fucked. And that can happen with a lot of builders. But what you also need to understand is it works both ways. All right? Like the builder also has a lot of power. Say, motherfucker, you don't pay me, your house is not going to sit here and it's not going to get built. Okay? So there's definitely, with that aspect and that relationship, what I think is critically important is similar to what we spoke about with the 100 questions when you get married. It's establishing those boundaries before you get into the relationship as a client.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got to sit down. Yes.
Expectations.
And that has been, honestly, guys, that has been the biggest game changer to me in business. Is the client isn't the prize. I'm the prize. And also, I now make sure clients, whenever they start to build with me or do business with me on any level, they understand their obligations to me. And it changes through different businesses too. Like my consulting business has clients that I have had to change the way I deliver the sale to them or what the product to them, so that they understand their obligations to me, because they do have an obligation. They have a commitment that they're making to me. The client building a home has a commitment they're making to me. I am going to build your home. You are going to pay me X amount of dollars to do that.
This is how it works.
This is how it works. We are the expert. You need to let us do our job. You need to let us to do this. At no point do you have the right or do you have power over me just because you pay me. You give me money. You don't have anything else on me. And when people understand that and when people respect that, that's the huge thing here. There's got to be that mutual respect. Your projects are going to run so much better. All of my jobs now, Man, I wake up in the morning, I'm pumped coming to work.
How good?
I've got good clients across the board. None of them are fuckwits. And if they do something that's bad, I've got that emotional maturity and that level head to be like, hey, are you okay? Like, you don't seem yourself today. I mean, there's no
Not just that,
reason to
you've
argue
set-
over this.
You've set the standard.
That's
You've set
right.
the expectation.
That's right.
It's
There's
like,
no-
this is what we're doing.
We don't need to argue. Like,
Yeah.
let's have a look at this logically.
Like we spoke about this
is
already.
just, yeah, this
I
is
told
just
you.
a problem. It's construction. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. These
Welcome.
problems
This is-
happen. Lucky you've got me as your builder, because if you didn't, you might have someone carrying on like a pork chop right now. But I'll tell you what I am going to do. You just need to go home, chill out, relax, let off some steam. Come back next week. All this will be done. All this problem will go away, and you will realize that what you were stressed over is actually nothing.
It's not me versus you. It's me and you versus them.
That's it. That's it. So I really think managing that relationship with your clients and setting that expectation is massive.
Do you think there is a commonality? Obviously, all relationships are different, right? Like you can talk about your family, you can talk about your siblings, you can talk about your like intimate relationship, you can talk about your kids, you can talk about friends, colleagues, work, blah blah blah. Do you think that people are the same or have some level of commonality across the board?
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
I genuinely think I'd say the vast majority of people want good.
No. Not are all people the same. I'm saying, is this person who is, let's just say, exhibit A, do they have something that they bring to every single relationship, or can someone be completely different humans in two relationships? Like completely different. Like they might be the nicest person to their partner and then an absolute dick at work.
Yeah, I think that exists.
Yeah?
For sure.
But then they go home and they're like
There'd
the
be
nicest human. And
The
you're
way
like,
I
man,
see
like,
that is different levels of respect.
yeah, that's
isn't it?
why, like, what? But like
wouldn't
not
it be?
liking, not liking
No, I'm
someone.
saying respect. I'm saying you obviously respect your partner at home enough to be loving, caring, beautiful person.
Yeah.
Then you come to work and then you see the guy behind the desk and go, well, have you finished this shit yet? Or are you going to be a fuckwit? And
Yeah,
sit
no,
here
no,
all
but
day,
like,
do nothing
so
all day?
hold on. Pulling someone up based on a task or something, or expectation is
Or
different.
just being a dick. Maybe you think being real authoritarian at work is the way to be successful at work. So that's what you do, and that's the persona you become. And then you're a dick at work, but you're nice at home.
Wouldn't you
Like
freak?
white line fever. I used to have a boss like that. White line fever, where
Yeah.
he steps onto the building site, and he was the hardest bloke on the site.
Isn't that a little bit psychopathic?
I think so, yeah, without a doubt. Because then as soon as you went for drinks that night, it was joking.
All of a sudden, yeah,
it
they're
was
like
"Hey,
they're
how
a
are
different.
ya?"
It's a different
I was
human
like,
being.
Are we actually mates?
Yeah,
like, I
you're
don't
like, who's
understand
this
what's
guy?
going on
Yeah.
here. Are we friends? Do you actually like me? Like, what the hell's going on here?
That's weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's
I
weird.
think there's a lot. I think that people would do that. They would put on different personas in different scenarios. I'm not saying I would, and I'm not saying the majority of people would.
But there
I'm
would
just
be
saying
some,
I
yeah.
think it definitely exists. They may feel the pressure of having to be that person when they're out with certain people. Maybe if you're with friends, okay, cool story, but my wife was out the other day. I'm not going to give too much away because I don't want to
Give it all
single
away.
anyone
Give
out.
it all away. Name.
Give
names.
it name, drop, do
Name,
it all.
drops.
She was out with
Tell us the
someone. She
Instagram
was out
handle.
with a friend.
Yeah.
That completely different life to her, right? And she's like, "Come on, let's go." They're going to go out. They were just going to an event, and like, "Come on, let's go. Hurry up. We're going to leave by 5." And Nicole's like, "Shut the fuck up. I have to get my kids ready. Like, I'm not going to just dump my kids, leave the home. They'll be sitting here by themselves before my husband comes. Like,
Yeah.
no, I've got to get the dinner ready. I've got to do this. Like, I'm a mum. That's what I do. All right? If you want to do that, like, fuck off, go do it yourself." But she was no responsibilities, living by the, what's it called? What's the saying? How's the saying go? Anyway,
I
carefree
know what
spirit.
saying you're looking for.
Yeah,
but
I
I don't know what it is.
Carefree spirit, doing whatever
Yeah.
the fuck she wants, when she wants, how she wants.
Freedom.
And
Yeah.
and that's fine. Completely different life. And then it's like they went out, and Nicole's like, "Fuck, man, they're out. They were just socializing. They were just like taking photos with themselves, posting it on social media. She was giving me her phone to take photos of her in front of something and someone." And it's like, like completely different life. But she goes, she's so different when it's just me and her, just chilling out at home. But when she goes out, it's like, oh no, I have to be this influencer. I have to be this really popular, cool, fun person. Whereas, man, just hang out and we're just going to wherever, this sporting event. Let's just chill out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I do feel that
Many factors
sometimes people have that pressure, especially now with social media. That's probably influenced that too. You know, I reckon a lot of people, as you said, they're trying to take a photo with a Lambo and be that really big hotshot type person and need to put that persona on, and then at home they're a completely different person. Could be the opposite. They could be a fucking asshole at home and really nice on camera. You know what I mean?
That's
Could be
that's
the
the
other way around.
worst.
That's
The
worse.
worst part. You know what I mean? Those people who come in and are nice to the client. What's that? There's a saying around that. Something about give the people who pay you the best of you and give everyone else the rest of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why would you do that? Like, it makes no sense at all. Don't be a shit kicker.
Yeah.
Like,
You're just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
do you know
That's
what I
what
mean?
you are. You're just not being a great human being.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, you can click over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.